We have with us Denmark Foreign Minister Jeppe Kofod in India. He's participating in Raisina Dialogue and he's initiating one of the key policy dialogue on the climate change. The interesting aspect of that Denmark is a small country of less than 65 lakh of population, raising some of the issues that touches the humankind, the issues of climate change, issue of sustainability, issue of urban development, those aspects. Foreign Minister is here in India to talk about. Also, Denmark is interesting proposition. If you see the world ranking, they have everything number one, sort of series of number one, green economy, good living standards. How do you do things right, Foreign Minister?
Well, I think what we have experienced over decades, actually since the 70s, is that we have invested heavily in green energy, in energy efficiency, and we have decoupled our economic growth from energy consumption and also pollution, emissions of CO2. We've done that by deliberate policy where the government has, with the right legal framework, had put in place this legal framework, and also with the business community, companies that is investing, for example, in wind turbines or in energy efficient tools for heating and cooling, combined heat and power plants. And we do a lot of these things. And thereby Denmark now has a leading role in the world, even though we are a small country population-wise, we are a big country when it comes to the green technology. Wind turbines, for example, you take 80% of all wind turbines in the world is either built by Danish companies or had Danish components in it. So we have invested heavily in this.
So Denmark initiative has also surpassed even the EU Commission, Green Deal, what you talked about, which you're trying to aggressively put the model. But there's also a contradiction which you define the growth, economic growth, and the climate change. How do you manage such complexity, especially in the context of India, which these two are form as a dichotomy? How do you say that?
That's a very important question because it's perceived as a dichotomy, but it's not a dichotomy. Actually, what we have seen is that if we invest heavily in R&D, with business community, the right government aspirations, ambitions, regulation, then the green transition, energy, water, sanitation, and so on, it's something that can boost jobs and competitiveness. The companies we have today, private companies, are market leaders within their green technology field. So there's no contradiction in growing your economy, creating jobs, also in the rural side, and being competitive. So I think my message will be that the opportunity for green growth is really an opportunity where we do not only deliver economic results, we also deliver climate results and also improving environment, air quality and so on, which is so important. So we see that go hand in hand.
So you said India is very important, in your scheme of the climate change. What is the proposition for India from Denmark?
Yeah, from our side, we value the strong partnership that we are building with India. India is a very fascinating country. I also saw Prime Minister Modi's vision of a new India and India going green. And we from the Danish side, we have technology and knowledge, and India also have the scale, huge country, but also the knowledge. If we merge that together, we can not only build businesses and green economy in India, but be a global superpowers when it comes to the green economy. So that's my vision. That's why I want to build a strong green strategic partnership between India and Denmark, sector by sector. Energy, water, between our businesses, our governments, and in concrete way deliver that transition.
Foreign Minister, we are celebrating almost 400 years of our bilateral relation, but there are also challenges in terms of the trade. Our bilateral trade is almost close to just about $3 billion, and the investment from Denmark to India for the 1 decade is just about $500 million. How will you take it forward? If we have the greater partnership in coming decades?
I think the first condition is our establishment of a real green strategic partnership between India and Denmark. Secondly, we'll also work very hard for European Union to hopefully conclude a free trade agreement with India removing tariffs that is a barrier to trade, and encourage mutual investment, also have an investment agreement between Europe and India. Because if we do that, I think the possibilities are huge. So I think what we will see in the future is not a linear, I think it will be more like an exponential kind of growth in our relationship if we unlock these things, investment and opening up for more free trade.
Foreign Minister, on the geopolitical and geoeconomic front, if I ask you, we often see Denmark society as a model society, setting benchmark across the areas where touches the human aspect of life, environment, gender, equality, education system and all that. Also the tolerance is a part of your society. You have not been dealing with the threat of terrorism, which we see the recent report coming within the Danish society and the police talking about serious concern. But we have been facing in India. How do you see such threat and what is your take on that, especially in the context of India? What is the role of Denmark in such situation as far as India is concerned, Foreign Minister?
We unfortunately live in a world where there are serious threats of international terrorism to India, to Denmark. And the way we are approaching that is, of course, to take the necessary national repercussions. We have done that, strengthening our intelligence recent years, our police. But also internationally, we are part of the global coalition against Daesh that are operating in Iraq. Denmark is a leading member of the NATO's training mission in Iraq, training the Iraqi forces to fight Daesh. We are there in the Horn of Africa supporting the stabilization of Somalia, fighting Al-Shabaab. We are in Sahel region with the French and other fighting terrorist groups there. So being active globally and also eliminating the root of terrorist organizations, and at the same time protecting our own society at home. That's the two things we need to do.
So Foreign Minister, coming back to the same threat question, do we see some major threat initiatives, say in terms of shipbuilding? There have been in the past memorandum of understanding, MOU, signed between the Denmark and India. What are the things you're expecting 2020?
On shipbuilding?
One of the area, you could talk about some major things which we see unfolding in 2020.
I think the maritime sector, shipbuilding, is one of the areas where we need to cooperate even more. And you also, as a seafaring nation, Denmark is too, very engaged in that. We need to re-equip our ships in the future so they will run on fuels that are not destroying the environment and the climate. And that's where we are investing heavily. Denmark is a leading member of the Getting to Zero coalition in maritime shipping, where we want to ensure that we will decarbonize our heavy industries, shipping and other industries. So there, I think we will have a good opportunity to develop our partnership.
Thank you very much, Foreign Minister. Talking with Businessworld, Manish Kumar.
Thank you so much.
Indeed, pleasure meeting you. Have a good time.
Great pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.